Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to, serve as double duty on a couple of different Zero items because one is used with the other and one can be used without the other or with it. Here's what I mean. Here's the Zero 948. This is a 2-ply cloth-lined rubber material. Very heavy duty. I'm going to tell you the thickness of the material, as I don't know, I wasn't ready for you. Material thickness is 290 thousandths, so pretty close to 5/16. Which, a rubberized heavy-duty material, 290 thousandths, it's pretty substantial. So the 948 is a gasketing material used in a variety of somewhat unconventional applications, although not every door in the world's a typical 3070 18-gauge metal door. This material comes in when you've got applications that you need to have some sort of better system for securing it. This sample piece, along with the 69s that are here, are being videoed prior to sending them to a client who manufactured a 6-inch thick steel door. Now, I've seen the pictures and they're phenomenal. It's center hung. Question is, how do you weather strip it? Well, it's a question best posed prior to manufacturing the door. Anyway, so the logic is we're going to get a strip of this attached to the edge of that door and see if that's going to work for him. Where it will seal, still compress a little bit because he's got this sort of situation going on. It's a square-edged metal door, and hoping it's going to work. So, this is a sample. You can get the idea at this point that what we're dealing with here is a couple of strips of just typical aluminum. There's 2 of them here. I see that the technical drawing calls that material out at 1/8 of an inch. It's, it's much thicker than an 1/8 of an inch. Anyway, so you've got these 2 bars here, and what those are intended per the drawing is to get it secured down. And because this material is so rigid, it's kind of hard. It's very hard to bend it into place to emulate what we're talking about. You just can't do it. So, per the drawing, you're going to have this material, but then it'll flare out. It's impossible. It's just too strong. If I was going to install this, I would probably drill and tap the edge of what I'm going into. They show it with channel iron. And get really long screws, machine bolts, drill and countersink these pieces so that you've got room to tuck one end in and try to fold back the other end, but they'd have to be substantial screws because it'll take a lot of torque before you get this all pushed in there. Anyway, those the number 69 portions, those are obviously intended to hold down the edge of this like that. Okay, it would be a lot of work to weather strip a door like this. However, this sort of system could very perfectly do what you need to do. Now, so this is the 948 portion, the rubberized 2-layer cloth. The 69 version are going to be only the aluminum plates. As you can see, if you were looking at a 69A, it's used for other purposes. It's a transition, it's a tiny little threshold, it can be anything. Per the drawing, it's 1 1/8 wide, 1/4 inch thick. Okay, so an application of this is going to require a lot of drilling and countersinking. In Zero, if anybody can do it, they can drill and countersink all this stuff. And quite frankly, because this is a sample, would explain why this isn't drilled and countersunk. So we would want to specify drill and countersink, etc. how to go about doing that. But it is an application that I have seen used in food storage facility, a cold section of a warehouse where there have been doors that have opened up to some sort of processing, and they've got, very similar to how the printable cut sheet is below this video, how it's shown here, so that you can get like the intermediate style where you've got a couple of doors, very typically, that will be double egress. You'll have them in a situation like I'm describing, food processing situation. Doors that take a ton of abuse and use, and they need something that's going to be quite substantial, such as this material. Now, Zero is a full-line manufacturer of all things weather stripping related, and in my happy experience with them, they are the sole company that has as their motto, if it's odd, nobody else does it. We're not only going to do that product and fill the need, but we're going to do it the best. And that's my experience. Very, very good quality material every single time. Never an issue whatsoever. Any questions on the 948 or the 69A? That's obviously the A finish. Please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much.